So the BBC are going to be piloting a comedy chat show which is hosted by a CGI Vladmir Putin. Now when I first seen this article in Deadline, I was like, the first thing that sprang to my head is this is going to be, one, not very funny, two, very cringy, and three, kind of ill-advised, mainly because it's on the BBC for the first two reasons. The third reason, oh yeah, that's because it's on the BBC as well. So just a whole bunch of reasons why I think this is just not going to be good. Look, BBC hasn't made any decent comedy in, I can't even remember how long it's been now. It's been so long, it's just like, I think the beginning of the rut was when they started making coming of age, way back in 2011. It was on the cards because they were like, oh, they wanted youth content, and it was written by someone I think who was actually 16 or 17, and it showed because it wasn't very good. It was like the in-betweeners, but so much worse. So that's the thing, and that kind of, and everything on it. I mean, look at it. It's a toast to the death of the BBC, the once great institution. I mean, like, from the MASH report to a man like Mo Beam, and what else did they do? I can't even think of the rest of the those are just two ones that I can remember the titles of that I've seen. I've tried everything they've thrown out. You know, I've given it a chance, and I regret giving it a chance. So there's that. It is just not very good and cringy. Now the BBC is piloting this comedy show, so the British broadcaster is testing out the semi-scripted talk show featuring a pastiche of the bear wrestling global strongman. Tonight with Vladmir Putin will launch on BBC Two as 2 episodes of 12 minutes. The episodes will feature Tony Blair's former spin doctor Alistair Campbell, Your Face or Mine host June Sutpong, and C-lister Joe Swash. I like the way they just completely shit on Joe Swash there for no apparent reason. It will use live VFX created using performance capture technology developed by creative studio Framestore to enable a 3D digital cartoon of Putin to walk around and sit behind the desk, interviewing real human guests in front of a studio audience all in real time. Now, why is this ill-advised? The BBC has been constantly accused, and rightly so, for just being just a machine of propaganda over the past few years. It's not government owned. It's a public service. It's an actual public service that you have to pay for, or you will be fined, arrested, fined, and sometimes put in the naughty box, which some of you might know as jail. And considering Vladimir Putin and all the accusations that are against Russia, like Russia is apparently responsible for everything these days. Oh, Russia did it, Russia. Now, we know, look, Salisbury poisoning was definitely Russia, and we've got Russia written all over it, and it's like the evidence was too strong. But some people were like, oh no, we need to. It's like, oh, come off it. Like, you get certain people who refute, who totally, including like newspapers like The Independent, who are questioning whether Russia did that shit, right? Which is mind-boggling, but are completely open to the fact and say it's definite facts that Russia meddled in the American elections. And Donald Trump's their puppet, and they meddle in it. Like, the amount of stories I've seen recently of Russia meddling in elections, like all across the world. It's like, well, what are Russia up to? I mean, what is the end game of this? How do you know it's not the Chinese? You ever think about the Chinese? The Chinese are too strong, because Chinese are an actual threat, whereas Russia, like I said, they're just a thug nation. He's a thug president. You know, he's just like, he's mischievous. He just like stirring shit up. Just like, why they want to bring back the Cold War is beyond me. So I think this is just a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Now, I'm not opposed to anyone like making a comedy show with Vladimir Putin as a host. I think 10 years ago it could have been really hilarious and done really well, but these days you just know it's not going to be done well, and it's going to be, you probably can't. I say it'll be like 2 minutes before something referencing Donald Trump will turn up, or Brexit. It'd be about 2 minutes, and that's the point. It's like the BBC is considered to be a propaganda machine these days, and this is not a good idea. This will not help their defense against those accusations, because Putin has become he's kind of become the new Gaddafi, the world's supervillain. He really has. Gaddafi was sort of complicit in playing the world's supervillain. He kind of enjoyed it in a way, but he wanted his place in the world, and that was his place, was be the world's supervillain. Now, if you want to learn about that, watch Adam Curtis documentary. It's either in Hypernormalization or Bitter Lake. I can't remember which one it was that he talks about. They're both really good. Watch both of them anyway. Go on, knock yourself out. But he talks a lot about like Gaddafi's role in the global stage and how he's willing to accept these roles and how he got done dirty in the end. And I think Putin is kind of the new Gaddafi. It's like he kind of enjoys being the world's super thug, like because he intimidates the whole world in a weird way. Like he's news fodder. It's Putin. Oh, it's Putin. Putin pulling the strings again. Putin being naughty. And I think he is just the new Gaddafi. I think his level of threat to the world is small. His reasons for being in Syria are questionable. Like it's just all little, the little games he plays. I think the illusion of them being, I think they're like the illusion that we're under. This is my personal opinion. I think maybe he loves spinning the yarn, pushing forward the illusion that he is this meddling maniac who is dangerous and can alter elections and change people's minds through low cost Facebook ads. I think he enjoys it. I think he's like, yeah, I'll just run with that. Have people running scared of me because I ain't really doing shit. We just all we care about is Russia. So I don't know. What else does it say about this? Putin jokingly thanks Campbell for his part in making such a mess of things while he makes Sarpong play a game of diversity challenge. That could, if that was done correctly, that could be really funny. But it's on the BBC and this is 2019, so it's probably not going to be funny. In episode 2, Vlad asks his first guest the same questions he asked at the production meeting. Who is Joe Swash? Before trying to get his head around feminism with guilty feminist podcaster Deborah Francis White. That's going to be cringy and not funny, don't you? Tonight with Vladmir Putin is created by Jasper Gibson, co-founder of the Onion-esque comedy site The Poke. I've never read The Poke, I know nothing about it. And Joel Veitch, who runs rathergood.com, and Frame Store's Simon Wally. The show is produced by Phil McIntyre Television and Frame Store for BBC Two. Sorry, there's some weird bug that has to die. Never take no chances in a foreign country, can you? They're bugs and menaces. Anyway, Vladimir Putin is written and performed by Nat Tapley. Don't know who that is. Commissioning editor for the BBC is Rachel Ashdown, and the executive producer for Phil McIntyre Television is Lucy Ansbro. Lindsay Jex is the series producer. Right, this is Deadline, so they're giving more information than anyone cares about. I don't know the credentials of none of these people. I might check it out, or might have better things to do with my time, to be honest with you. But I just think it's definitely not going to be any good. If it is, and they pull it off and it's great, I'll tip my imaginary hat to him. But if it isn't, then I will tear it a new one with my fearsome comedic tongue. I possess since a child. Like I said, it kind of looks like a thing that's like should have been done 10 years ago. But and you just know the subjects they're going to touch on. You know the angle they're going to go with. And if they did the same thing with Theresa May and it was produced and it was on RT, it wouldn't be a good look neither with just the way things are at the moment. I think, like I said, I've got no problem with, you shouldn't have any problem with people like wanting to do something artistic and using, a world figurehead as someone to mock, because, Putin is very mockable. But he's also the international thug gangster of politics. So you're going to have to be I have to be careful. But I said I think it's ill-advised with the state of the BBC, the state of tensions. I just don't think it's a good idea. But it's not going to be any good anyway, so it probably won't matter. If satire is rubbish, then it's pointless, isn't it?